A very important permanent exhibit was unveiled at the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa. For the first time ever, a permanent exhibit will tell the story of hundreds of Italian Canadians who had to suffer internment during the Second World War.
We're here today because there's been a ceremony relating to the very recently installed addition to the museum's signature gallery about the Second World War. And this installation has to do with the War Measures Act and its impact on Canadians in various ways during the Second World War. So the War Measures Act is a former piece of legislation. It's introduced during the First World War. It's carried on and used again during the Second World War, which is what we talk about here, and then once again after the war in 1970. Among the groups of people who are identified as being potential threats, you have Italian Canadians, German Canadians, Japanese Canadians, and other people who for political or other reasons are also seen as potentially being threats. So communists, for instance, members of the Communist Party are identified as being a threat in the early part of the war. So what we present here are a range of stories relating to how the War Measures Act and the way it's implemented affects Canadians. And among those stories are the way in which the War Measures Act and the powers that are introduced through the War Measures Act impact Italian Canadians. So the more than 600 who are interned at various locations across the country, and the some 31,000 Italian Canadians who are designated enemy aliens.
This project is a culmination of a lot of years of hard work. It's a story of the internment of Italian Canadians back in the 1940s. They were declared enemy aliens. And it's something that what I am finding out as well, something that has actually not been talked about a lot.
I thank CIBPA and the War Museum for putting this exhibit here, and I hope that this is taught in more schools, so at least we understand what happened to the Italians. It was an embarrassment. The men and the women did not want to talk about it. It was part of the past. Their dear friends that knew them did not want to associate with them anymore. They were ostracized because they felt that in the future, if there was something to happen, then they maybe would also be implicated with their friend. So the people that were interned were walking down the street and people would cross the street to avoid them, just not to be seen anywhere near them.
That's all from today. Thank you for being with us.